This episode of the Inside Running Podcast is proudly sponsored by the Sydney Marathon presented by ASICS. Join them this September in their bid to become an Abbott World Marathon Major. Be a part of history at sydneymarathon.com.
Your skin can bring you so much pain. Now I hear you say you got the best of both ways. Won't you come and take a walk in my shoes and tell me if you take my place? Under cover of my skin, I've heard all your names. If it's all the same, I'll keep on walking.
Here we go. We're on episode number 295. And it's a special episode tonight because we have a great friend of ours joining us all the way from Europe. But firstly, I'm going to introduce someone to the podcast who doesn't get a lot of introductions lately because he is the introducer. But this man's an icon of Australian distance running. He's known across every state. Males and females, juniors, veterans, everyone knows this man. He was once a rival of the great Ron Clark. He cooked a barbie at Deke's house one afternoon, highlight of his running career so far. He's best mates with the former Australian 10,000 metre record holder, Australian champs bronze medalist, a building block of the successful Australian swimming program, the cause of the demise of the altitude house program at the AIS. Very strong performances off the track, especially his last one, Swooning Viv, producing attractive offspring, Collis and Lily. More recently referred to as the human metronome. The first contract that Gold Coast writes up every year goes to Brad Croker, pacing gig, females. He once held the Inside Running Podcast 10K, half marathon and marathon records all at the same time. He is the asker of shit questions and the king of the Sunday morning long run. Welcome, Brad Croker.
Thanks, Moose. That's very kind of you. You'll have to host more often.
Well, it's a bit sad you don't get your own call-outs. Brady, he never gets one, does he? He always has to do the introducing.
Yeah, it's very true. And
sorry, go on.
Oh, just appreciate you stepping up hosting this week because I'm a bit under the weather. Which is not good because it's grand final week for me, Gold Coast Marathon pacing.
Yeah, this is your big dance for the year, this one. This is playoff season.
Yeah, it is. But that being said, Moose, our guest host, he will bring plenty of energy to make up for my lack of energy.
Oh, yeah. This man loves the attention. This man loves the microphone too, a camera even more. He's been referred to as Jakob's actual coach hiding in the shadows. Sondre Moen's agent and best man at his wedding, the founder of Double Threshold Days, the Norwegian Joe Hasham, the largest following of Strava followers that Strava has ever seen. He dates Scandinavian supermodels, spends winters in Spain, summers in Greece. He gets super shoes hand-delivered before any of the other peasants, has been coached by the top 2 marathon coaches in the world. But he traded all in for a 2:19 marathon. Kristian Ulriksen.
Thanks, Moose. It was a good, warm welcome. I think the only thing that was spot on was the Josh Hasham trade over. I take that. The world champion of poker, that's a big one. So the Aussies, hopefully they are proud.
So you used to play poker again. You know Joe Hasham. You were friends with him, were you?
Not friends, but I played a lot with him. He was big online back in the days also. But after winning the world championship, it was like when you ran 2:14. It was not much connection after that one.
Yeah, he moved into the limelight then, didn't he?
he moved up, took the elevator to the top floor like you did.
You ever beat him at poker?
Yeah, you know, when you play cash game, you beat people all the time. But in the tournament circle, and when I played a lot with him, I was not old enough to go to Las Vegas. So I have actually never been in Vegas. So never been to the World Championship. But Hashim is, he's still a legend about poker players, and I still.
Oh, Chris,
Gone.
Kristian, fuck, mate. You can probably staying at some 5-star hotel in bloody the Greek islands somewhere. You can't even buy the Wi-Fi they're selling him.
He'll come back.
Did you disconnect?
No, you
You
disconnected.
Ooh, I didn't. Okay, I can move closer. I have 5G here. It should be over 5.
Well, yeah, don't be afraid to spend some money on the Wi-Fi, mate.
You know, Wi-Fi in Greece, no good. You use just the 5G. It's way better.
So where are you at now? You're in the Greek islands or something?
Yeah, traveled yesterday on the Sunday. Came down to this beach, to this island of Greece. Rhodes, I think is the English word. So family trip, 19 people together. So yeah.
19 people?
19 Norwegian people. Big
Jeez.
family stuff.
Jesus, that's like, what, how many brothers and sisters do you have?
Actually, only one brother. He have 3 kids. So it's them. They are 5. My parents, so 7. Me and my girlfriend, so 9. And then it's like the same kind of system for our uncle and his sons and their kids. All the kids are the same age, and 4 or 5 pools, some tennis courts. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff for kids here.
Yeah, a real rich family, are you?
No. This is no. I mean, all people in Norway, they can go to Greece for holiday. You just you put on the plane and then you travel down. It's easy connection, everything. Yeah, you take the taxi and you're inside a big hotel. It's fine.
Croaks, doesn't sound like they work too much up in Norway.
No, he's got a pretty good life.
It must be a real cruisy spot, like decide if they want to go to Greece or Spain or...
Well, I guess when you're doing online poker, you can work anywhere.
It's true. He works at the middle of the night. Some would say his best work is done after midnight. Kristian.
I'm better after midnight than before. That's for sure. We're better playing poker than we are running, especially at the moment.
So, Kristian, a lot of our, I guess, non-Patreon listeners haven't heard from you for a while. What's been happening? Like, how's the shape? What races you got planned? Sort of give us a run through of the first half of the year.
Started out really bad. Was DNF, the Valencia Marathon. Had to just start building back again. Wanted to run in London to get the qualifier for Boston next year. Put in some kind of a solid 8 to 10 weeks block. Ran 2:29 in London. Ran with a friend, so was pacing him as well. Shape was probably 2:27 low, 2:26 high, so maybe around 3:30 for the marathon pace. And after London, I have to say I have been more sick than I have been unsick. So first 3 weeks after London was completely dead, then caught some kind of food poisoning, so was back down again. But last week was okay, and I need to do a good job. The original plan was to go back to Berlin, but I have no hope, actually. It's way too few weeks, so probably will be back to Valencia in the end of the year.
Yeah, so you've got a year between Valencias. That's you're sounding like Toby the bad boy, aren't you? A year between Valencias?
But the thing is, when I was in London, and of course it was an amazing day, I had a good day myself, even though the shape was not the best. The experience of running the marathon, I remember why I love the marathon and also why I hate the marathon. And after that race, when I got sick, and I also realized that it's a lot of work for me to be close to running 220. The PB is 221. I have run 222 once, but every time I have done a really good job during the summer. And I need just more time. If you look at the average kilometers, the last 8 months is probably closer to 80 than it's close to 120. So I need to just get back on the horse, get motivated again. I have had also a lot of work lately, and I can just it's my own reason why I have a lot of work. But yeah,
what do you do for work? What work?
We have a real estate company. We have been through a phase where we have sold out some stuff and bought in new stuff, and also had to travel for looking for new apartments, and also the 2 big races we have in Drammen. We have done stuff with new investors there, try to build up the race from 2,000-3,000 and to make it a big race. So I've been a lot of work. You have to just be there. You have to be in the discussion, be in the rooms for doing negotiation. A lot of stuff where you cannot sit home and do what you want.
And so, what do you put down as the main things that you need to do to get yourself in shape for Valencia?
I need to start sleeping at least 8 hours, not 5.
That's not enough, is it? You've been too much poker?
It's been too much in general. Also, poker is not. I will not say poker. Poker for me is easy. I can adjust. I can play when I want. But I've been too much other stuff. Too much work. So now I am at the vacation. Will not do any work here. Try to train twice a day. And it's summer in Europe now, so we can start building back. I have a half marathon in September. So probably the schedule will be the half marathon in Drammen in September, and then do the half in October in Valencia, and hopefully Valencia marathon in December. But I have a lot of job. The shape for 10K is probably around 33:20. So you can imagine 3:20 pace for 10K need to be 3:19 for a marathon.
Yeah, that's right. And so you say sleep, but let's get technical, Kristian. You love technical. So you need to do some things before Valencia, and sleep is one, but what's been going wrong in all these other build-ups? What have you been doing wrong with training?
I think I was close when we talked last time before Berlin. I think I was close to 220. I was not in 218 shape, but I think I was close to 220. I did one big long run 10 days out. Maybe it cost too much. I think I was a little bit unlucky that I caught the flu down in Berlin. But at the same time, what you do, you travel with airplanes, you are with so much people, and after COVID, it seems like also me is getting way easier to get sick now than it was before. So if we're going into technical part about running, for me, I need to start running at least 10 times a week. I need to get back to a solid long run. That is the most important. And then I need to just go with the 2 sessions and the long run each week and try to just get out the door jogging. I mean, to run, I need to average for at least 140K for 15 to 20 weeks. I need to do a good job. I cannot just build back on a short build up now, because it's the mileage have been lacking for a long time. So it's all about getting back to basic. It's easy training, and when the shape is better, when I can run maybe 109, 108 for a half, then we can talk about specific marathon training. But before that, it's just normal, 2 sessions and a long run a week, and 140 to 160.
We will talk about your training this week when we go through your training week. But firstly, you're a man of European athletics. So talk us through the recent Diamond Leagues that's been going on, because we hear you on the monthly show a little bit, but the bulk of the listeners, they don't hear your perspective. So you were at the Bislett Games watching, weren't you?
I was not ringside. That was also one hell of a day. I had to go up to the north for a big stuff, so I went up the day that the Diamond League was there. So I just had to watch it on the TV. But it's like you're saying. I think it's it's a bit of a game changer. We can talk a lot about Jakob Ingebrigtsen and the on group with Ritzenheim, but all in all, I think the level of training in Europe now is really high. It's a lot of people that actually believe it's possible to be up there to fight against the Africans. The spectators at the Diamond Leagues, in Oslo, it was sold out 1 month before. It was packed, 16,000 people at Bislett. Haven't been like that for a long, long time. When Usain Bolt was rocking around, of course you could have spectators, but that was, for me, was not athletics. That was for a big, big show with Usain Bolt and 10 seconds of running. This was something else, and all in all, I think we also see a big, big benefit of the new shoes, especially for the people on the track. I think we can see a lot of people that are able to do the training and also can compete in races without being dead. We don't see any kind of Achilles calf injury anymore. We see people that are rocking up 2-3 times a month for competition. So all in all, the sport is in a very good place. We are cheering for Stewie, and of course for Rainer. But the Australians have been missing out a little bit. I think Stewie had a rough winter. But all in all, I'm happy. I'm looking forward for the next Diamond League. Will be in Switzerland this Friday. Rumors about another fast 1500. So just hang on, and we are all looking forward for the World Championship in August, and that's also in Europe, so probably will be a good show.
And how's the vibe in Norway around Jakob? Is he just a national hero? Is he a rock star?
Nah, Jakob have been long in the game. Even though he's a young guy, he was in the World Championship in 2017. He was running the steeple. He fell at the last one, but still, he had been in the game for 6-7 years now. So
2017, he was in the steeplechase, was he? Really?
Yeah, he fell. Yeah.
So he had been out there, and also Jakob is like since he's coming from that family, the expectations are high. All his interviews is like, I'm here for being the best in the world, stuff like that. So, I mean, all Norwegian people are cheering for him and they are watching. But Norway is the new man of the people, that's for sure.
Narva, yes.
Yeah, what's the vibe there? Because obviously all the Ingebrigtsen boys have left their dad, Gert, and Gert's now training this Nordas guy who ran 3:29. Are people more behind the people's champ, Nordas, or Jakob?
Yeah, I mean, back when they were all together, the father, Jack, he was coach of Norway, from 2018. Norway is actually close to the same city as the Ingebrigtsen guys. So Jack have been the coach of Norway for a lot of years. But, of course, when you are coaching 3 of your own sons, then Norway will always be the fourth man. But after the breakup, it seems like Gjert and Norway have done a lot more talking together. They have been training through the same training system, but the adjustment from winter training to summer training and also to racing have been a big change. In 2019, Norway traveled with me and other guys down to Copenhagen for running the half marathon in September. And rumors said that Gjert almost said to Norway, if you go running a half marathon this early in your career, you are done. I don't want to coach you. You need to hit the track. You need to build the 1500 meter base, and then we go on from that. So after the breakup in the family, it just seems like Gjert is spending more time with Norway, and he's also coaching one other guy, a 1322 guy. His name is Per Svela. So they are 2 guys together, and Gjert. And the Ingebrigtsen brothers, they are together. Those 3, and then they add up with some other people. You saw one guy in Bislett running 1309. His name is Magnus Tuv Myhre. He is also with the training group of Jakob.
So you touched on this family breakup. We haven't heard of this on the podcast yet, Chriso. So what's known over there? Like, obviously you know some stuff, but what's in the public about this family breakup?
The Ingebrigtsen family is a big family. They have 7 kids, so it's 2 kids that are younger than Jakob. It's 1 sister and 1 brother. The brother is really much younger than the rest. I think maybe the sister can be 17 years old now. So in the Ingebrigtsen, all the series and all the document stuff.
Yeah, loved it. YouTube.
Yeah. You saw the girl that was talking to Jack said that she wanted to try to be a runner as well. And after the series stopped and they stopped recording, rumors said that she and Jack was having a big discussion and probably like a father-daughter fight, some kind of agreement. You know, when you are a girl and you are 15, 16, 17, world is changing, social media, boys, everything. So the rumors just said that the girl and Jack had a big fight. They were not happy, and they decided that they wanted to split up some part of the family. I don't know if the girl is still living with Jack, but the youngest brother is living, and all the other boys, they are way older, so they have moved out. They have their own family, their own kids. And Henrik is also living 200 meters up the street of Jack. So I don't know what the situation for the family is now. If they are together for a birthday or something like that, I have no idea. But all in all, Henrik and Philip said it was too much noise, and they were all fed up of the father-coaching relationship. In the end, it was too much. They felt that we are old enough to carry on their own.
Yeah, you could see a bit of that in the last maybe series when things didn't go too well and they had a little few arguments, that kind of stuff. Bit of tension developing.
Yeah, and like I said, Philip have his own. He's married. Henrik is married. They have kids. They have their own family, and I think all in all, they split up for not destroying the family. Philip, he moved many years ago. He moved from Sandnes, the city where Jack, Henrik, and the other Jakob is living, and he moved up with the girlfriend to Norway, where the girlfriend is from. So Philip had enough of all this many years ago.
And this new training group they've kind of formed themselves, is there a coach?
Nah, not a coach. If they have to give the coach role to somebody, it will be Henrik. But all in all, I think they do the same system. Every single week is the same. They have been on this system. Henrik have been on this training schedule almost. Yeah, he debuted in the European Games in 2010 in Barcelona, so 13 years ago. And I think I will not say they are old enough to coach their own, but I mean they are 3 guys together. I think they have a good relationship between them. I think it's honest stuff. Henrik and Jakob is living in the same city, so I think they spend a lot of time together, both on the treadmill and on the track. So all in all, I think they have found a good balance of doing stuff. But at the same moment, the running game is very easy when you're getting better every day. The question is what will happen if, let's say, Jakob is getting injured, or he's getting beat, starting to run bad races. You know, this sport game of individual, it can change really fast as well. But at the moment, they are on the big wave, and everything is fine for Jakob. So at the moment, I think it's just keep doing what's working. Yeah,
you reckon there'll be some sort of little like a blow up in the media over there about all this? If it doesn't sound like it's talked about, otherwise we would have known about this.
Nah, to be honest, I think Jakob and those guys have said what they want to say, and if media is starting to attack them, they will not do any interview. Like if the main channel in Norway is starting to dig and starting to write a lot about family stuff instead of running, I think Jakob and them will stop talking to them. So And sometimes you need to find, I mean, if you are a journalist, and I mean, in England, it seems like journalists don't care at all. But in Norway, it's like you can write a lot of stuff about the training and about sport, but you cannot hammer people for family stuff. Some kind of gray area you need to stop also.
Oh yeah, we don't really have those journalistic morals here in Australia. That's like, mate, that's front page stuff, mate.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a journalist. What I can see is Jack looked very happy, but at the same time, he was not watching the Bislett games.
Why wasn't he? Wasn't there? He was coaching that fella though.
Yeah, but he don't want. I think he have just. I think they have talked together. I think they don't want him around the sports scene anymore. I don't know, but for me it seems quite harsh to. You're not allowed to be at the stadium. It's.
So the brothers said
cannot
that.
be easy.
The brothers said you can't be here.
No, I have not heard that. They haven't said it, but I think that is the deal. They don't want Jack around. When they are going to the World Championship, Jack will probably not go there as the coach of Norway because their own sons don't want him there.
Yeah, okay. Bit of trouble in paradise over there, Croaks.
Yeah, it sounds like days of our lives.
They're real sensitive types, the Norwegians. Real sensitive people. All right, Chriso. So what do you got coming? Oh, we'll leave that till later. What do you got coming up? How about we go through your week then? You going to give us a training week?
Yeah, it was. It's a good timing to be here because this week was actually one of the best for a long, long time. So yeah, we can start. Let's see, what is the day here? Sunday 18th. Yeah, and Monday is 19th. So yeah, I came off a 10K race the week before. I ran 33:40 up in the city where I'm from, up in North Norway. So yeah, I ran 31:35 last year, and this year 33:40. So of course was hammering out a little bit too fast. Yeah, blow up. Had to jog home.
Not good, mate. What did you go through 5K?
I was not that bad. I think it was around 16:30 something. It was not a huge blow up, but it was a little bit windy also. Tailwind out, headwind back. A lot of cross-country skiing people that always are opening the races very hard. So just went with a group and all people died together.
So okay. So you finished that race 33:40. I mean, that's not feeling good, is it? You're going, fuck, I'm slow now. I was fast last year.
Yeah, last year I was running 7K on my own, running 31, 35, was good going, was dreaming about 219 in Berlin. So, life can change pretty fast in the sport as well. So
you get checked?
One day I was... I also get checked. I got beat the last 500 meter. I was, destroyed by one girl as well.
You couldn't keep up? You couldn't kick down?
No, had no chance at all. Was running close to all out, and then she and one other guy caught me up. And then I stayed behind them, tried to recharge. But 400 meter left, they just, blowed my... And I ran the last 1K in 3:20. So I was picking up, but was far away from anything.
You wear a heart rate?
Nah, but I can tell you it was high.
Okay, so you've run...
when you are unfit, the heart rate can be really high.
Yeah, I know. I know.
So starting the week up in the north, ran 1 hour in the bush, and actually this time the bush was for real. This was like single trails up in the on the island, just nice and easy. It was pretty sore also.
Wait, what's this north thing? This is where the race was it?
Yeah.
See, I'm like zooming out here, trying to work out how far out this is. This is in like a bunch of islands up here.
Yeah, it's 1 hour 50 with airplane from the capital of Norway, from Oslo. So it's It's further away from Tromsø to Oslo than from Oslo to the capital of France, to Paris. So Norway is a long country.
Why do you run it so far away for?
This is my home city, and this is a big race up there.
This is your home. This is where you're from.
Yeah.
Didn't you know that? He's from the North Pole.
This is pretty far up. I mean, he says that. I just assumed Norway was the North Pole. Though.
And I knew he was from like high up north.
So you get icebergs here?
No, but the snow record is 2 meters for 42 centimeters or so.
2 meters?
2 meters 42 centimeters.
Oh wow!
I think that is the record for snow.
Yeah. So your family still live in this Tromsø?
My mother is still working. She's the boss of a big bank up there. But my father, he's much more down in the south with my brother and the kids.
Okay. All right. So you've run very slow on this run. Croaks, one of these Ks, 6:53.
Yeah, but it might have been like that real tough single track.
I don't think we've ever run that slow before. We run single track a bit, 6:53. Not really going uphill.
It's actually, I think it's up and down that is, I mean, I was jogging, of course, but still, you are almost walking.
Bit of walking, bit of jogging, Kristian.
Yeah, I mean, we hit the piss on the Saturday night with some old friends. Not
Here we go.
People. And the Sunday was out cruising, so I was still a bit hangover on the Monday.
Few old flames from back home. Chuck a few. Oh no.
Nah. Girls, no girls up there.
The rock stars back in town.
Yeah. Did your girlfriend travel with you, or did you leave her down in the capital?
Nah, she was with me. You need to have a security guard up there.
All right. Okay, go on.
Yeah, so 1 hour there, 5:52 average, and traveled down to Oslo later that day, Tuesday. I said some weeks ago that I could do a pacing job at a 10,000 meter in Bislett, but I thought that the pacing job and the race was Wednesday, but that week I found out it was on a Tuesday. So I did 30 minutes that morning, 4:51. With some small strides, and then I did the pacing job later. I ran 6,200 meters in front, even pace, 81 seconds per lap. So 80 seconds is 3:20. I was breathing pretty hard towards the end here. 6,002 was okay. I could probably finish the race around the same pace, but that would have also have been an all-out effort.
You that's about your 10K pace though, correct? Or a bit slower? A bit faster?
Yeah. It's probably the 10K pace. So I was pacing 6,200 meters at my 10K pace. So
you've done that Tuesday after you've run Sunday hard for 10K?
No, the race was Saturday. Hard race, and then this. But this was a race for the community. It was probably close to 100 people there. 3 different 10K events, and I had said yes. So you cannot rock up there and say, no, I'm sorry, I was mixing the days. I just had to bring myself down there and do the best I could. The plan was to pace between 5 and 7K. So 6.2 I did a good job, and the boys were able to kick down. They ran close to 33 minutes and also were very happy. 3-4 guys together there. So all in all, it was fine. Bislett Stadium, summer nights. This is like the same time that the Bislett Games was probably one of the best places for racing in the whole world in Oslo during the summer. Good.
You hit up Croaks for some tips on pacing?
81 seconds per lap. That's 3:22 pace. So I'm pretty good around that stuff.
What was your fastest lap and your slowest? How even were you?
1 second different.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, but Bislett, you have the lights, you have everything.
Yeah, the man is good in a spotlight.
Yeah. So Yeah, Wednesday was doing 30 minutes here, and I said try to do the good old short double days. I actually have missed one upload here. I did a treadmill run, 30 minutes, Arvo run later that same day. Just took the treadmill at 12 kilometers per hour, and so 5 minutes pace. And I was listening to Croker Banks out about running easy and 4 minutes pace outside, but I have to agree with Croaks. When you're running on the treadmill, it's really easy to have that recovery, really easy pace going, because you get really fast into the slow rhythm and you can just stay on the treadmill. So for recovery runs, I think that the treadmill is a good it's a good opportunity.
You put the fan on or the aircon. You reckon you ever use like heat to add a little bit of stress to those easy ones?
But at the moment it's quite warm in Oslo, like 25 degrees, and this was inside in my own basement, so I don't need anything. It's warm enough down there, but I have a fan, but didn't chuck that on for that one. 30 minutes is okay. If I had to run 1.5 hours, I would use the fan for sure.
Yeah, so you get pretty warm though, 30 minutes in 25 in a basement.
Yeah, but 30 was enough.
Yeah.
The plan was to have a double short day.
Okay.
Yeah, and
okay.
then Thursday I was planning on running early, but got caught up in a meeting with one of the banks and one guy there. It was never ending the meeting, so I could not get out the door before 11:20. So was paying the price of the race and the pacing job. So the plan was to have like a really controlled threshold workout. So went out like 10-15 minutes warm up from my apartment up to like a graveyard. It's really good to run around there. Probably the GPS is a little bit generous as well, but it's almost dead flat. It's not a lot of traffic. You're running on the bike path, and it's no biking people there, so it's easy. So I did 6 times 1500 meter, had 1 minute recovery, but had 2 minutes between number 3 and number 4 to have some lactate info, and all in all was running around 340 average pace. So it was controlled, but at the same time it was warm. The legs was not good at all after the race and the pacing. So I did what I had to do. It was good to be there alone, so I didn't get carried away. And did 6 times 1500 meters, so 9 kilometers. So was just okay.
Were you aiming for pace, or were you keeping to a heart rate level, or were you going to feel?
This time I had the heart rate strap on. So I was aiming around 155 and was not going to run higher than 160. But
what's your threshold heart rate?
When I'm in peak shape, I have had 162 for an average heart rate for a marathon. So I can run close to 167, 168 maybe can average for a half.
Okay, and so that's a fair way underneath that 155.
Yeah, but that is when you are in peak shape and your body is really efficient. And also in Berlin it have been good cold days. This is a warm day in Oslo, feeling not good. Trying to just not kill myself once again. Yeah.
And so the lactate measure, do you have a Lactate Pro?
Yeah, Lactate Scott. Yes, the Lactate Pro 2. So at 2.8.
And maybe you can give Moose a lesson on how to use it, because every time I've heard him go on about it, he's just wasted strips and hasn't got
expensive
much good
in Norway too.
Yeah. In Norway now also the currency. We have a big currency problem as well. The Norwegian kroner is really bad. So all stuff you're buying from euro and from British pounds, etc., are 15% more expensive now than 1 year ago.
What's a lactate strip cost you?
Ooh. close to €2 probably. Between
Shit.
1.5 and €2. Yeah, it's really expensive.
Yeah. So you don't want to take too many during these workouts.
No, I took only one, but I just wanted to have like a brief check before going here to Greece, because here I am on my own. I can do treadmill runs. I just wanted to have like, I knew pretty much also. It's not that hard. When you are unfit like me and we have been running for many years, you pretty much know where you can train without killing yourself.
Yeah.
If you take the 10K pace and you add 10 seconds, and you do 1K to 2K repeats, you know you are not killing yourself.
Yeah. The 2.8 millimole, was that a little higher than what you were expecting for that workout?
If I had to guess, I hoped it would be more like 2.5 to 2.0, but at the same time, it was warm out there. So it was okay. You know, if you're running like the double threshold system, that is something else. You need to take way more control of the stuff. If you're running I would say the Roeger sessions with 2 sessions and a hard long run, you can train with 4 and 5 millimole as well.
Well, how do you mean? Like, you mean like you can push yourself harder if you're only doing 2 workouts a week versus 4 workouts or 5 workouts a week?
Yeah, if you're doing double days, like 2 intervals on one day, you need to take if you are on the Ingebrigtsen system, you're doing a double Tuesday and a double Thursday. If you go too hard on the Tuesday, you will be dead on the Thursday.
So as an example, say the Ingebrigtsens, they have 10 by a K threshold session, but they've realized they've gone too hard, and rep number 4, their millimole measurement is too high. Will they continue the session but at a much easier pace, or will they stop the session?
They will never stop the session. They will put on the brakes and run way slower.
Yeah, okay. It'd be interesting to follow that, because a lot of the time we see the measurements taken but no real discussion or no real analysis or chat about the measurements and how they relate to the workout. So I guess it's kind of intriguing to see how someone would adjust based off the expectations of the session, like in terms of the millimole they're supposed to be working out and the measurements they're actually getting.
Yeah, and Jacob have said several times, one of the biggest benefits with all people asking about their system is that 99% of all people are training way too hard when they are starting out with the system. Jacob and those guys, they usually have between 1.6 and 1.8 millimole for the first session. For me and you or Roeger have higher millimole than 1.8 for every single long run, and he is out there for 2 hours.
Yeah.
So if you're doing the system they are doing and you're not doing the same intensity, then you will kill yourself. It's no chance to do 6 sessions a week if you starting with the hammering stuff.
They call them lactate threshold workouts, but they're very different to how we call, they're very different to what we call lactate threshold workouts over here.
Yeah, and we had Ritzenheim on the show. That will be the next show in Norway. We have a big interview with Ritzenheim, and he said straight up, for him, training in altitude, for him, he will not go with the double threshold system. He don't have too much data. It's way too risky because they are also living in altitude. Jacob and them are moving to altitude, stay for altitude 4 or 5 weeks, and then move home. So they always have some kind of risk adjustment. They can come home, relax, just try to get back on. But Ritzenheim and those people in US or in Kenya, they are staying in altitude all the time. So if you first start killing yourself and you are in the altitude, then you are dead. It's so hard to turn around that. So Ritzenheim said straight up, for him, it's not a lot about double threshold. Sometimes they have, but it's more like a special block with 2 sessions a day. They go with the Roeger system, 2 sessions and a hard long run. And Ritzenheim, he really believes in the long run.
Yeah, they get onto the trails, or they just spent. It looks like they just run on the dirt roads around there.
Yeah, but he liked them to be hilly as well. But yeah, they are. I have not been in Pfungstadt, but it's not trails. It's dirt roads. You can go faster. You saw Obiri running 2:22 for a marathon in training there.
Well, they're in Boulder, but it's but they do get rolling on their long runs.
Yeah, it's a lot of 3:45 pace there.
Yeah. All right. Next one.
Yeah, so
go. Keep going.
That afternoon, I went up with the training group together, and they had 10 times a K. So I went with them for 4 times a K, and then jog home. Felt way better in the afternoon, but didn't want to have like a really double day. I don't want to go for the double threshold system. For me, it's no chance. Then I have to quit everything in life and just train, and at the moment, that is no chance at all. So
hold on a second here. Hold on. You run this threshold at midday, and then you do a session in the after work too?
I was not planning to do a session. That afternoon was the group we are together with, a big training group that always are meeting up at 6 o'clock in Oslo for a big training together. People running 30 minutes for a 10K and people running 60 minutes. So I was just up there, talking with people, had a good time, and then I went 4 times a K with them.
Right. Bit of off-the-cuff training.
Yeah, should not have done that, but easy to say afterwards.
Okay. So
next day I ran with the guy I have the podcast with, and one other guy, 1 hour, 4:53. Actually felt quite good. Was really good down dirt roads down there at Big Day. Yeah, and that was Friday, and Saturday I did 2 sets of 3:21 Ks, and that was a good session. For I had 2-3 days in a row with a good sleep. Went down there on my own. Plan was to go around 3:40 for the 3Ks, around 3:30 for the 2Ks, and around 3:20 for the 1Ks. All in all, I ran a little bit faster, but yeah, it was the best session for a long time. I also put up. It was a one-man show, Croker style.
What's that mean?
That you are all on your own,
No.
and you're running a little bit faster than you should.
I got a group on generally one session a week.
Yeah. So
it's a big session though. 12K.
Yeah, it was a good one. It was the best for a long time, and also I can see that I get some benefit out of the 10K race. 1 week after a 10K race, you're recovered, and usually you have some fitness improvement with the fitness as well.
Where's your long run?
Sunday was running. Was no training. Traveled to Greece, so all in all it was 98 Ks, but I can see I have missed 1 run. So, and that was only 6K, so it was 103.
Oh, 103, and then Monday, no long run yet.
No, I cannot do a long run. First day here, wake up early, went on the treadmill 40 minutes. It's 35 degrees outside, so I need to wait with the long run to next Sunday.
It's island life now, Croaks.
Yeah.
He's given up. He's given up, the boy.
Well, even like before when he said, I can't do double session days because I'd have to give up the rest of my life. Like 3 years ago, it was like, I'm going to do everything I possibly can to break 220. I feel like he's growing up a little bit, Moose.
But he lives in an apartment by himself with no family. Like, how much? 5 hours sleep a night, Chriso, come on, mate. You're not doing work at 9 p.m., 10 p.m. at night or 4 in the morning.
Yeah, I do. I have a company with people from US, a gambling company.
Oh,
so I need to do what's this called? Accounting stuff.
Yeah,
so
okay.
I have work late, but I mean, I can sleep as much as I want. All in all, it's about motivation and what you want to do in life. And yeah, the motivation have been really bad after London, been too much days out with sickness. So I've been in a really bad place for running, and just need to Running for me is quite easy. Like after Saturday, after a good session, I was running home. I was feeling good again and like, okay, I'm ready to roll again. So it can change quite fast as well.
All right. Well, that's not a bad week then, coming off a race where you got a bit of a reality check.
Hi, I was glad you invited me this week, not some of the weeks before, but because that will have been, really bad.
Yeah, I thought you'd gone off Strava. I don't even look at your stuff anymore because it's so boring.
Yeah, I agree. I need to start picking up again. If I'm going to run 2:19, I need to do it quite soon. I mean, we are born in the same age, me and you. We are not getting younger.
Yeah, all right. Give yourself a chance, a percentage out of 100, 0 to 100 chance that you can break 2:20.
Between 10 and 15.
Okay. All right. I got you as a little less than that, but that's good.
Yeah, I was close to 5% 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. You were going pretty good though back then a year ago. Things change, like you said. Things change quickly.
Yeah.
All right, Croaks. You're
All right.
up.
I'll whip through my week. So I started to back things off a little bit, given that Gold Coast was coming up. So did an hour on Monday morning out at Mulligan's, 4:15s, and then I jumped on the treadmill that afternoon because it was a pretty crappy day. So I just did 7K, 35 minutes. Then the Tuesday session was at the track. And it was cold. So like the apparent temperature was -2. I wore a beanie for this session, and like I can't remember the last time I actually wore a beanie for the whole session and didn't feel like I needed to take it off at all.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a good feeling, I reckon.
Is it snowing there when it's that cold, Croaks?
No.
Snow up in the mountains?
No, we don't get snow. Like last week we had, we get snow within like an hour's drive, but not in Canberra itself. But this week, like we had, so I think Viv was out running on Wednesday morning and it was -6, but the apparent temperature was like -10. So we've had a couple of cold days. But anyway, the session was 5 sets of 800, 200 jog, and then 400, 200 jog. And so the 800s, I was trying to run somewhere around sort of 10K pace for this and 5K pace for the 400s. The plan was to take about a minute for the 200-meter jogs, but I found like once you finish the rep and just roll around the bend, you almost just have to like stand still. So I was only taking like 50 to 55 seconds generally for the 200-meter jogs. Went pretty well. So the 800 reps were 228, 227, 225, 227, 225, and the 400s were 70, 71, 69, 70, 68. And felt like pretty strong on this. My only concern on the track is just my calves. I can always just feel them like tightening up, and I'm just like, this is risky. It's cold. I got Gold Coast in like 10 or 11 days, but they held up fine. And then one of the guys that I coach, he was doing a 5K time trial. So for my cool down, I paced him. So he wanted to break 20 minutes because he's never done that before. And ran like 19:37 or something. So that was good for him to get under 20 minutes.
Bit of pacing practice for the king. Just get back in form.
Yeah. It was except he thought he had one lap to go when he actually had two. And down the back straight, he just starts sprinting to the point that I'm like, I reckon he might have spent too many bickies here. And then he gets around. He went around me. And because I was a bit worried about my calf, I'm like, do I just let him go? And I did latch on to him. And then he's getting down the home straight and he's starting to slow. And I'm like, mate, you got another lap to go. So I reckon he would have run faster if he, just sort of, I guess didn't miscount the laps. So then Wednesday morning.
What shoes do you wear on the track?
So for the session, I wore the Next Percent 2. And for the pacing job, I wore the Super Blast.
Oh, yeah. So
for my cool down.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Next Percent 2 will be the marathon shoe?
No, Alpha Fly for me. I don't mind the
1 or 2.
I've only got the one. So I don't mind the next percent 2 for like shorter reps. But yeah, if I'm doing anything at marathon pace, I like the Alpha Fly.
A new Vaporfly.
Moose,
Yeah. Sorry, Chris.
you should send him the Alpha 3.
I don't have the Alpha 3.
Oh, come on. You have one.
I don't have one. I just got a Vaporfly 3. Bought it myself. I got to pay for my shoes, mate. And the Vaporfly 3, I did workouts in it this week. I'll talk about it. But I actually really like it. I found like it's a big improvement over the 2. Got a lot more.
I have never tried the 3, not the Next or not the Alpha, but I heard good stuff myself.
Yeah, but you got that Achilles and the pad thing rubs for you. It's still got a pad at the back.
Yeah.
So Wednesday morning I got out for my midweek long run. I only did 90 minutes. I had been doing like an hour 45, so I did 22k 405s, and then that afternoon I flew down to Melbourne because I had all of that testing on the Thursday. Got to the Baker Institute like 9:30 on Thursday morning, and then I basically left there at 4 o'clock or close to 4, I reckon. And in that time I'd had like about a 50-minute break. So they put me through like DEXA scans, blood tests, max test on the bike, an MRI, a ultrasound. So it was pretty thorough, and like I really enjoyed it. And the positive to come from the day was when I was doing the max test, one of my, I guess the episodes that I'd been having actually showed up, and Andre was in the room at the time. And I remember it was about 5 minutes in, and the effort wasn't really hard, but I had that sort of shortness of breath feeling, and I didn't think much of it because I'm like, well, I'm on the bike, so I don't have a lot of perspective. Whereas when I'm running, I know how it should feel, and I'm wearing a mask. And he said to me, he's like, "Did you feel that?" And I went, "Yeah," like I felt short of breath. And anyway, continued with the max test, and supposedly I'd had a couple of other episodes during it. And so the positive of that was they could actually pinpoint where in the heart things were going wrong. And then with the MRI, they injected like a contrast, which would then indicate basically if there's like scarring of the heart. And so the combination of the max test and the MRI painted like a really good picture of what's going on. So that was the positive. The negative is that it's one of the more like riskier arrhythmias, which I won't go into too much because by the end of this week, I should actually have a bit of a roadmap in terms of like what the plan will be for treatment and that sort of thing. But it's not a quick fix, I suppose. But it was nice to know exactly what's going on. So by the Gold Coast live show, I should sort of be able to tell more about what's going on there.
And like obviously you've got things to say. We'll say it next week. We won't push you on that stuff. But how does this kind of affect things for the future of like the short-term future, like for Gold Coast, basically?
Yeah, well, at the moment, like the sickness is probably my biggest issue for Gold Coast. I still plan on doing Gold Coast, largely because like I've been running 160, 170k a week. Like this whole week of training that I'm recapping now, like I really didn't have an issue or felt an issue. And to be honest, like I don't know what the future holds. Like it sounds a little bit dramatic, but I don't know. I know after Gold Coast, I definitely have to pretty much stop running for a while, or at least, basically limit to 20, 30 minute a day and not any intensity. And so the reason why I want to do Gold Coast still is if, for example, the treatment that I get to fix it allows me to still exercise but not train at the level that I have for the last 20 years, like it would be a really shitty way to sort of just go out of the sport. Whereas I'm almost willing to just take the risk for Gold Coast as that one last opportunity to feel like as fit as I am at the moment in that sort of event. Even though I'm not racing it, I'll still just pace. But that's sort of that's where I'm at. And the analogy I would use, have you guys seen Rocky IV?
Yes,
Yeah,
loved
yeah,
it
yeah.
before.
Yeah, so
In the snow.
yeah. So I'm sort of at the bit where like people are saying like you're mad for running, Gold Coast, and it's that bit where before Apollo Creed fights Ivan Drago, and Rocky's trying to like talk him out of it, saying we're not those people anymore, and then Apollo's like this is who we are and that sort of thing. So I don't know. I just if I can't sort of train at the level that I want to in the future, I would like to just have one more opportunity of running in an event when I'm pretty fit, which like I'm as fit as I've been for like 3 years, I reckon, in terms of like my sessions. So anyway,
we can't even like, I can't even make a comment to say, oh, what about this, what about that, because I don't know the risks. Only you know the risks.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it sounds like it would be a hard position you're in to make that, and without knowing the risk, which I don't, you can't say, oh, mate, have a think about it a bit more closely.
Yeah. But obviously the sickness is like if I had to run tomorrow morning, like I wouldn't be able to do it. Like I'm too sick to be able to do that. But I knew when I was in Melbourne, because I'd been on like packed buses, packed planes, packed trams, and I was thinking to myself, this is like a recipe for picking up a bug. Like you're on the tram and you're holding different rails, and you're like, oh, I wonder what germs are on these.
Everyone is sick here. Everyone in Victoria is sick right now.
Yeah, so it was a really weird day in that there was positives to come from it, but it was also a fair bit to process in that it was probably like it's obviously more concerning than some of the other heart issues that you can have. And so I got home at like 8:30 on Thursday night, and Viv and the kids were up in Brisbane visiting her sister, and they weren't getting back till Sunday. So I was sort of like here just like, trying to process everything that had happened. Friday afternoon, I just jumped on the treadmill for 45 minutes. And then on Saturday, I wanted to do a session, and I got actually Elliot. So one of the guys that I coach, he just lives around the corner from me. I put a message out to my group saying, does anybody want to come down to Yerrabee Pond and just sort of ride the bike with me while I do this session? Just one, to clear the path, but two, obviously just to have someone there, like with the heart stuff, especially that I was told, after I'd sort of told what I had. But the session went great. Like I did 2x5K with a 3-minute float, and like averaged 3:18s for the whole 10.86K, and like felt really smooth, was able to talk to Elliot while I was doing it. So I think I was running like 3:17s for the first rep, 3:15s for the second rep, and 3:40s for the float. So
it's a good workout.
And so it's that sort of thing where I can go and do that and feel like 100%, like feel normal. And you look at what I've done for the last 3 weeks in terms of like 160, 170K, and I haven't really had too many issues. So yes, there's always a risk.
What's the risk? What is the risk? Like, what can happen with this condition you have?
Well, so basically what I've got is ventricular tachycardia. So it's my right ventricle. So they found scarring on the right ventricle, and that's where the misfiring's happening. And so the reason why atrial fibrillation deals with the atrium, which is like the top part of the heart. The problem with when you've got issues with the ventricle, that can turn into I think it's like ventricular fibrillation. So go from tachycardia to fibrillation, which basically means you have like a cardiac arrest.
Okay.
So yeah.
So the risk is pretty, like the consequence is pretty high.
Yeah. So and so
what's what brings that on? Is it high intensity?
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So yeah. Anyway, and I think Andre's going to call me later in the week after he chats to a colleague of his who actually deals with like this condition in terms of like surgery and stuff like that, because it's likely that I would have to have surgery to fix it.
Is that open heart surgery, or is that like...
No, they put like a catheter through. It's called ablation. So what they do is they go into where so obviously the scarring on the heart, that's the scarring is causing the misfiring in the heart. And so they go in through your groin with like a catheter up into your heart, and they almost burn away or make like the scar a little bit bigger and basically kill that that rogue sort of, well, I guess I'm not a doctor, but like they try and kill the rogue heartbeat or the signal.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't to me because I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But,
yeah. So, but it's like I don't know how long it takes to get that done. And then I think because mine's on the outside of the heart, not the inside of the heart, they potentially have to insert like a needle through my chest into like the pericardium. But yeah, as I said, like Andre will chat to his colleague who does these surgeries, and then call me to basically say, yeah, look, this is what you should do, and obviously let me know whether I need to like completely stop running or whether I can do 30 minutes a day. But yeah, after Gold Coast, I pretty much have to stop running, like stop running compared to what I currently do. Basically go out and jog for 20 minutes a day, which you're not going to be getting real fit off that
until it's remedied.
But this session, Croaks, you had the Alpha Fly on?
Yeah, the Alpha Fly for this one.
You started the first K with a 3:19 on the first 5K and ended with a 3:12. If we put up 3:15 for average pace for a marathon, it's 2:17 flat. If you have to take a wild guess, you think you are close to 2:17 shape now?
No, I don't think I've done the specific marathon workouts, but like as Moose said last week, I'm probably like 6 weeks away. Like if I was to do some of the real specific sessions, like I could have done comfortably another rep at this. So 3x5K. But obviously it's building up to 4x5K or that sort of thing. But like I feel like I'm pretty fit, and that's the hardest thing about this whole situation is it's like I'm running well. Like even though then at the back of your mind or at the front of your mind you're like, but there's something wrong with my heart.
Yeah, and there's like it'd be so much easier if you had a long-term niggle or something like that. It was just you weren't that invested in running anyway. You're almost looking for a little out. Whereas, I mean, you run your PB now, and you're the third fastest in Australia for the year. Like that's the sort of level you're still at.
Yeah. And that's what. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I have to agree, Moose. Also, when you look at the training for what Brad have done the last couple of weeks, you see that he's up to 170. Yeah, he have a lot of elevation. You look through the weeks. It's having the midweek long, averaging 405 for 90 minutes. It's 250 meters of elevation. That is the day after a session. Like all in all, this training here is really, really solid.
Yeah, this is the base you want. And then he'd come in and he'd do some of those longer, faster ones, some long intervals.
Yeah,
you'd see him. Yeah,
and that's why like I still want to do Gold Coast because I don't want to just now go, all right, I've just got to go and jog 30 minutes a day, especially given like I did a 2x8K the other week with a K flow. I've done this 2x5K, so like I haven't had any issues while I've been doing it. Yes, there's a risk, but I could almost accept that. Like if I'm out there on Sunday and I'm like, hey, this might be the last time that I'm this fit in an event, and like I can sort of just soak it up and then go, all right, I now accept that I need to like back right off until my heart's better.
Yeah.
So anyway, I've got to get over this sickness. So that was Saturday, and then Sunday I just did an hour out at Mulligan's at 4:11s and felt really good. I think coming off 3 weeks of like 160 to 170 and then backing off to like 100, the end of the week here, I felt like really, really fresh. But then last night got sick. So yeah, anyway, that's my week, 104 for the week.
All right. Well, patrons, you're in red, Chriso.
Oh, you're not doing your week, Moose?
Oh, do I have to?
Did you do anything?
Yeah. All right. I'll whiz through it as it said.
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy with this hosting role. I like it. I like to listen. Actually, I actually listen for once. Chriso, you reckon I'm going all right, or you reckon I'm struggling?
Nah, you you're not going very. I mean, it's not really impressive. But it's a long time since your training has been impressive. But I mean, you are in a group down there. You're doing general stuff. You're not. You're closer to 31 than you think, but you're far away from running really fast for a marathon. But your general fitness is okay.
Yeah, reckon I'm going faster than 31 actually.
Yeah, maybe a little bit, but yeah, I mean, we are talking about a guy that have been. I mean, it's 4 years ago, but you're still a world championship qualifier and been in Doha. So we cannot say that the running 31 is world class anymore.
No. All right, let's do it then. I jogged twice on the Monday, 35 and 47. I ended up running into my friend Kieran, your friend too, Croaks. He lives in Anglesey now. Everyone's moving to Anglesey. It's brilliant. He's about to head over to Kenya. Kieran is Kristian.
Ooh.
Going all in. Keep him away from the drugs, mate. Keep him away from your mates over there.
What's he training for, Moose?
He's going to do Berlin.
Okay.
How long is going to stay in Kenya?
6 weeks.
Oh, it will be what? It will be very good, or he will kill himself.
Yeah, I know. I sent him the warnings. Got to talk to his coach about that. Then I did a workout with Ali on the Tuesday. It was a pretty good workout, actually. I was running with her, so the workout was prescribed for her heart rate levels. So she was doing 15 minutes at 160 beats max, then 15 minutes at 165 beats max, and then 15 minutes at her threshold max, which is around 175. So there was like progression run, I guess you'd call it. We're running around the river loop, and there was a bit of rain, so it was kind of slippery in spots. I skated out a few times in some like wet surface clayy stuff. The laps were the first 15. We went a bit long because we forgot to lap it. 3:41s, and then 3:33s, and then 3:22s. So she got down there actually. This is a pretty good, after half an hour to kick down 15 minutes at 3:22s. I thought that was a pretty good workout for her. I felt really good on this run though. I know the workout wasn't mine, but I actually felt comfortable the whole way. And perhaps towards the end I started to get a little fatigued, but that's probably just due to lack of mileage. It is a good workout though. It starts to get you feeling like 45 minutes of continuous running, no intervals. So just like continual running. You do get fatigue that you don't get when you add in rest periods. And I think it sort of conditions you for a race a little better.
It's good mental training too, where you don't get those mental breaks from recoveries.
100% it is. You have to be patient, because I found myself even during the first rep looking down and seeing 8 minutes, and I'm like, oh, I've got another 7 minutes of this uncomfortable feel, and then we're going to kick down again, and then I get to kick down properly. So it's just kind of uncomfortable paces working through the gears. It's not as easy as going and running 8 by 3 minutes on the mind, like you said. Like, you don't get that chop out. Next day, ran just under an hour. I hurt my back on this run. So at about the 10K mark, I felt a pinch right in the side. It was really cold this morning, Croaks. This was Thursday morning or something. Oh, I felt myself bracing as I was running just the whole time. I was like tensed up because of how cold it was. And then my back pinched and I had to get home. So I kind of jogged home and thought, oh, is this a bad one? So that day I actually was kind of sore at work and I thought I'd fucked it. But then I woke up the next day and it was okay. So I late decision to chuck some running gear in the car, and I knocked off work a little bit early and did a little run along the waterfront in Geelong. So that felt fine. So I knew I kind of dodged a bullet there. It was only 6K, but I didn't get any pain running. So I decided to do a workout the next morning with Kieran. it was his workout. He's training for. He's doing Gold Coast half. It's pretty similar to the workout I did earlier in the week. It was, excuse me, 15 minutes at 3:25s was the prescription, and then we had a 2-minute rest, jogging, then 10 minutes at 3:20s, 3-minute rest, and then 5 minutes at 3:10. So I felt good again during this workout. Excuse me 1 sec. Yeah, he was fine too. A few times that I felt so good that I just got ahead of him and had to put the brakes on. I was finding these paces really quite easy actually. It gave me a bit of hope for Gold Coast. Let me just put this session to you because we had quite a heated discussion about it. Kristian, you go first. 15 minutes at 3:40, 15 minutes at 3:30, 15 minutes at 3:20, all continuous, versus this workout, 15 minutes at 3:25, 2-minute rest, 10 minutes at 3:20, 3 minutes rest, 5 minutes at 3:15. What's easier? What's harder?
For a marathon guy like you, the first session is the easiest. For a guy coming from the track, it will be the opposite. But yeah, it's something about never being able to have a break that a lot of people are struggling with. But of course, if you have my shape now, I could not finish the last one because the level of you are running too fast in the end. You are running 10 minutes or 5 minutes here, close to, I don't know what, close to 3K. Close to, so I could not finish it. But coming from a track, the long stuff without the break, and the opposite if you're a marathon guy.
Croaks, if you had these sessions presented to you, which one are you picking and going, that's easier?
Probably the one where you get the recoveries, 2 minutes and 3 minute recoveries.
Yeah, 3 minutes recovery. Fucking hell.
Yeah.
I didn't know there were recoveries in this workout. I just thought it was 15, 10, 5. And I'm like, okay, this will be good. And then after 15 minutes, I hit my watch and took off. And he's like, no, wait, we're jogging. I'm like, oh shit, this is too easy. Mm. I thought 3 minutes way too generous. However, the workout wasn't for me. It was for someone else. So yeah, that was all right. 35 minutes. And then 90. Oh, on Saturday actually, I ran with got the bike seat back on the bike. So Pia and Bree come along with me on this run. This was in the afternoon. I wasn't too motivated. It was a real shit day. And then Sunday, ran with the group. Got hit by the weather at about the 18K mark, just like the sideways rain, real windy, freezing cold. We're in winter here. We're not on the beaches of Greece. It's a different type of vibe. This was real Ballarat conditions. I got to put a picture up of Toby actually on this one with Theos, the dog. See him?
Yeah, I did. It's a good photo.
Yeah, good picture.
He's big.
He's big, but Toby's very small. Very small. He always picks on Toby. He's identified the lowest in the pack, and he tries to just cut him out each time. Anyway, that was my week. What I hit 110 or something. So now we're on to Gold Coast, trying to beat a couple from the group. That's my thing. Got to beat Ali. Got to beat Kieran. Got to beat Matt Gunther. Apparently, there's a chick, Kyra D'Amato, going to go for 66 minutes in the Gold Coast half, Chriso.
Mm.
She's a 2:19 girl, had the American record for the marathon there.
Yeah, she's pretty good, but you reckon she runs 66?
No. Forget about 66. 67:30 maybe.
That's what I was thinking too. You reckon I'll beat her?
Yeah, you will beat her. But I can give you a pro tip, Julian. You have 5,500 people on Strava, and the new algorithm on Strava is if you don't put up any caption, you just have morning run, afternoon run, nobody will see your run because the algorithm is not putting you up in the system. So every time you have to start typing in stuff for the workout. If not, nobody will see it. I saw through your Strava now. I have not given you a kudos for a month, and I can see why. It's because all of your runs is just morning runs, and nobody will see them. But like Cruden Farm, you have 620 likes, and you go on a morning run day, you have 200.
Yeah, no one's going to like my morning run. Of course they like the race.
But put in something funny. Say something about Toby or some stuff about Elliot. You just put in something. You cannot just have morning run. The algorithm is killing you.
Do you reckon I should just... Okay, this week, Chriso, every day I'm going to post a photo of yours from your Instagram.
Not me.
I'm going to go back and find a pic of yours on Instagram every day.
Can the first one be before he's a runner and he's just like a chubby poker player?
They're all going to be that.
Take one with Ronaldinho, the Brazilian guy. That is like 5 in the morning in 2006.
Oh, yeah, I'll find that one for sure. I'll tag Ronaldinho in my
proudest moment.
Is he on Strava?
Oh, he's one of the most famous Brazilian football players ever.
Is he the bloke with the curly hair?
I don't know. He's the bloke that played in Barcelona and was training 3 times a week and party 5 times and was the best in the world.
With the buck teeth?
Yeah. From 2005, 6, 7, he was the gun.
You don't know what I'm saying, do you? You can't understand me.
No, I'm understanding you.
You buck teeth, curly hair. Yes or no?
It's a Brazilian guy. They have 20 different haircuts each year. I don't know what to say. Put in Ronaldinho and you will find him.
All right.
If there is one marathon you do this year, really make it count. We're ecstatic to announce that the Sydney Marathon, presented by ASICS, is a candidate race for the prestigious Abbott World Marathon Majors. To help us reach our goal of becoming one of the world's best, we need passionate runners like you to join us on this amazing journey. Incredibly, we've already set a new Australian marathon record with over 11,000 runners who have already registered from all around the world. The Sydney Marathon now has more participants registered than any other marathon in Australian history. By securing your spot in the Sydney Marathon this year, you'll also be receiving over $1,000 in added value as part of our Sydney Marathon Candidacy Club. You'll be guaranteed a spot on the start line when it becomes an Abbott World Marathon Major, get a free 12-month subscription to the ASICS Runkeeper Go app, have free access to Eloise Wellings' Marathon State of Mind training program valued at $900, and save big on your hotel accommodation with marathon tours and travel. Run over the Sydney Harbour Bridge, finish at the Sydney Opera House, and help us join the ranks of world-renowned marathons such as New York, London, Boston, Chicago, Berlin, and Tokyo. Grab your mates and register today so we can make history in the best way we know how. Together.
Let's thank some patrons. All right, you go first. Chriso, you know this person in red?
Yeah, I do. Andreas Goffner. He's big in the coaching community. Have a big business with coaching business people and business company. He's one of the long distance kings of Norway. Was in Comrades this year. Yeah, quite active on social media. The knowledge of running is good. His PBs is not that good. Have been running with him a lot, but yeah, all in all, he's a good guy.
That's harsh.
Yeah, Jesus.
PBs are too.
Sorry, Andreas. Sorry, Chriso is Mr. Judgment over here.
Yeah, don't cancel Patreon just because Christian's bagging.
No, he's a good guy for running. Have a lot of stuff going on. Yeah, have done amazing job with normal people, but all in all, he's working too much and trying to. When you're trying to be good in Comrades and stuff like that, it's hard to be good for a 5 and a 10K as well.
Is he good at Comrades?
I don't know if he's good. I think this year was a warm year also. They took the record there, but I don't know how good they are. But he is out there fighting, doing crazy races. I think he's in Las Vegas now preparing for a warm, really long distance race over in the US.
He ran 7 hours 56 at Comrades this year.
Is that good though?
Well,
I don't know.
The Aussie guy ran like 5:44. Wayne Spees.
44. Okay.
Well, Ash Watson, I've been there several times.
Yeah, Ash has run just over 6 hours, I think.
Yeah, he ran. I remember he came 21st one year. That was good. That was good from Watto. He's back going again, actually.
Are you going to list his PBs, Kristian?
Yeah,
Or not?
5K 16:33, 10K 34:48. That 10K is like every time you guys see the 10 for Grete, that is the race after Grete Waitz, the big Norwegian girl in the 70
I was right, wasn't I?
Yeah. And the half 77:51, that's actually a good race, and 2:55 in Valencia in 2021. That was a shit one. He was better then. I think he was training for 2:30 around that mark at the time, but he really hit the wall in Valencia and was just jogging home. So he can run a lot faster for the marathon.
This bloke's run 16:33, 34:48, 77:51. He was not going for 2:30. Come on.
2:40. I'm sorry. 2:40.
Okay. All right.
So a little bit faster than 4-minute pace. But yeah, he had a rough day out there.
Chris, so when you rock on down to these Bislett pacing sessions and the group runs, are you just the star of the show? Does everyone ask for your autograph?
Oh, Norway is the man of the people. I'm a good fellow. I'm a football guy. People, I'm not. No people are asking me for autographs.
I'm a good fellow, he says.
Yeah, I'm a man of the people. All right, I've got Liam Ross. He's from South Tyneside, UK. Is that in London, Croaks?
Yeah.
It's in England, is it?
Actually,
or is it Wales?
I'll look it up.
All right. He has PBs of 23:10 for 5K, 48:37 for 10K, and 1:51 half marathon, which was run at the 2021 Great North Run. Oh, I think that's an asterisk, Liam. Sorry, buddy. Downhill, mate.
That's a bucket list run for me. That run down there in the Great North looks really, really good. Like the atmosphere, people out there. Yeah, one day I hope to be on the start line there.
Was it like August, right?
Early September.
Yeah, it's a few weeks earlier than September. It used to be maybe 1 week earlier. Remember, Mona did it, then ran Berlin for the first time?
Yeah, and Berlin is usually the third Sunday in September. So yeah, Mona took the world record there and went running 2:08 7 days later.
Yeah, he beat he beat that day. That fella from what's that other African country that used to be really good? Tanzania, I think he beat someone from Tanzania that day. What was that bloke's name from Tanzania that he used to have all those battles with? Shit, I forget. He's Liam. He's a dad. Liam's a dad. He's got a couple of dogs. Owns a fair bit of Ben Parks apparel. Oh, good on you. We like Ben Parks. Big fan. Follows the Inside Jogging Strava page, but not ours. Didn't Inside Jogging quit? Didn't they give it up?
Well,
no, they are still in the game.
I thought they stopped.
Well, Clousey hit the gym. He quit.
Yeah, Josh Lund, he doesn't run anymore, does he?
Don't know.
I'm sorry to say, but he does.
Oh, I thought he'd given up. Aaron Scott, he used to keep that show going, but I don't know anymore. I thought they were quit. I thought that it was all over. I know they got a new fellow who's pretty funny for a bit, but then they stopped because no one wanted to do any work.
It's up north, Moose.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I think it's up. I think it lives up where the Great North Run happens.
Oh, like Newcastle or something.
Yeah.
Good on you. Thank you. Thanks, Liam. Good on you, mate.
Yeah, I've got Sam from Woodville Park in South Australia. I think he's the owner of Sam Williams Podiatry. Couldn't find any running results, but here's a review from one of his clients. Very friendly and helpful. If it wasn't for Sam and his orthotics, I wouldn't be running marathons. It's not a bad plug there.
This is the best podiatrist in South Australia too. I've heard that actually on the Grapevine. All right. Just a quick question. I got a listener question come in for Kristian. Kristian, the question is, do you watch Norseman? What the fuck is Norseman? What's Norseman?
No idea.
Do you watch Norseman?
I know what it is.
What is it?
Norseman is a triathlon competition. Full Ironman is in hard condition. You are swimming 3.8 K out in a lake, and it's a 180 kilometer bike course over a lot of hills, and then you finish up with a marathon when you are finishing the marathon up on top of a mountain.
Oh, so it's like an Ironman triathlon, but just harder.
Yeah, and the course can be really brutal. I have been there once. In 2013, I was on it myself.
Well, you did the Ironman.
Yeah. Was 2.5 hours behind the leader. I am not a very
You
good
did the Ironman. You did the whole Ironman.
Yeah, 14:30 or something. And the hardest stuff that day, the weather was so brutal that the light took down the elevator, so we had to walk down from the mountain. It was close to a 2-hour walk.
Fucking hell!
Yeah,
I didn't know you did Ironmans.
I have only done that one. I was a good swimmer, back in the early days. So swimming was coming easy. But, doing biking stuff in Norway during the winter was no chance at all. So I was a 33-minute 10K guy. That's
faster than what you are now.
Yeah, same. So 10 years later, I'm on the same level and I have way better shoes.
Did you like get a tattoo? The Ironman tattoo?
Fuck, no.
You did, didn't you?
Nah.
You did.
It was one of my worst decisions ever to go there. It was a hell. I had 14 hours and 30 minutes. A guy won, a big Swiss guy, amazing bike rider, he won 12 something.
Oh, you're not far off the win. I could see you as a triathlete, though. Let's be honest. You would be a great triathlete.
I will be good for the community, but I will not be good for the sport.
You'd be good for the shops, spending all that money you have.
For biking shops.
Croaks, this is a good one for you because this is your man from Canberra. What's he done?
Yeah, so Cam Myers last week ran a 2-second PB to break Ryan Gregson's Australian under-20 1,500 metre record and his own under-18 record, running 3:36.10 in Germany. The previous under-20 record was 3:37.24. And you got to remember, this is the under-20 record, and he only just turned 17 a couple of weeks ago. And also today, he announced that he signed a NIL agreement with Nike. So that allows him to still go to college if he wants to go to college. And at the same meet in Germany, Peter Boll won the 800 metres in 1:45.19. So that was a little improvement on the previous week. Another bit of info, Michael Roeger, he ran an unofficial 1,500 metre world record for his classification, running 3:44.83 in Portland, and that's 3 weeks out from the World Championship. So I think
Why is it unofficial?
Because I don't think they had like drug testing and that there.
Oh,
yeah. So you need to tick all those boxes. But it was obviously a PB for him, first time under 3:45.
Fast, isn't it, for a marathoner?
Yeah, well, he was 1,500, and then he moved up to the marathon, and then he's come back down, and largely because with the Paris stuff, they don't offer every single event at different championships. So you have to then, for him, I don't think there was a marathon at either the Worlds or the Olympics or something. So then he had to sort of focus back on the 1,500.
Mate, he is a shitload better at the 1,500 than he is the marathon. Let's be honest. Yeah,
he hasn't nailed the marathon. I think he could run faster than he has.
Oh, look at this time that he's running. 3:44. That's, in my book, that's the equivalent of something like a 2:14 or something like that, I reckon. What do you reckon?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, guess so.
Yeah. This is like, he's got talent over the fast stuff, the 15, the 5K. I think that's where he's, I think that's where his talent lies anyway.
Western States Moose.
Western States, yeah. So the world's oldest 100-mile race. It's like, what do you call it? It's
iconic.
Yeah, it is. This is a race you want to win if you're an ultra runner. It's runnable. You start in Squaw Valley, which is up like near Lake Tahoe, and then you run back down towards the Sacramento suburbs, and you finish in Auburn, the town just out of Sacramento. So 100 miles, 160k. You start in the mountains, you finish down on the flat. Snow at the start there was. You run through some pretty hot valleys generally. Even though the snow at the start, it gets real hot out there. Now the winner, the most impressive performance of the day was Courtney Dauwalter. She ran 15 hours, 29 minutes, course record by an hour 20. And this is, keep in mind, this is the best ultra marathon in the world, maybe equal to Ultra Trail Mont Blanc, perhaps. Courtney Dauwalter, you may or may not have seen her. I've seen her a lot because I somehow follow a lot of ultra people, but she is a freak. She's the greatest of all time lady ultra marathoner. Without a doubt, she does everything phenomenally well. She does a lot longer stuff than this. I'm not sure you'd see her running like a 50k, 80k world record, but this stuff, 100 miles plus, she's a freak. So she's iconic. She wears these long baggy shorts, like knee-length baggy shorts.
A lot of them do though. A lot of them do wear different
women,
gear.
though. Women baggy shorts? I don't think so.
Yeah.
They wear like what do they call them? Skorts. Like a skirt crossed with a short, and then like half tights and that. Women wear a lot of that, but she's different because of this. But yeah, she's a maniac. Tom Evans was a UK runner. I think he's got a pretty good history in mountain running. He ran 14 hours, 40 minutes. A lot of these guys are pretty much professional. That's where that sport's got to now, ultra running. Like, these guys do it for a living.
He's a 63-minute half marathon guy too.
Yeah,
Tom Evans.
Legitimate athletes. You've got to be a legitimate athlete. And he's actually come the other way. So I don't think Courtney Dauwalter has that pedigree at all. She's come from the trail ultra background. Sorry. And Tom comes from the fast stuff. So he's won. In third place, though, was a friend of mine from Chico State. We went to school together, had classes, and we used to get teamed up, matched up in a lot of workouts together, Anthony Costales. So that was pretty cool. I was watching the end of the race, had to live stream up and watch Anthony come down and take third place. And fifth place was our mate Dan Jones, who was at Lake Biwa Marathon, New Zealander. He first 100-miler, he ran 15 hours, 22 minutes. Steph Austin was the big Australian result. She came 13th in 19 hours, 58 minutes.
Good work.
Now, Chriso, you got parkrun in Norway?
Yeah, we have. It's
Do
not
you?
that big, but yeah, we have some.
So can you talk us through this world record?
Yeah, and we can talk about Andy Butcher as well. I mean, we can have a small, the show I've been going for a long time, but Andy Butcher, he was fifth in the 5,000 meter at the Rio Olympics and in 2016 running, and it's still his PB, 13:08. How much faster you give the new spikes? How much per lap?
Well, if you're asking me, I haven't found much benefit from them at all. Now,
Okay, so you think it's the same?
I think no, I won't say it's the same. I'll say per lap over 5K, I'll give it half a second.
Okay. So for a 10K, 12.5 seconds, and for a 5K, yeah, let's say 6.
Yeah, let's say that.
And you, Crooks?
Oh, I got no idea. I've never worn a pair of the new spikes.
So yeah.
Well, you don't have you don't have a pair of dragonflies.
Well, I do, but I've got a brand new pair. Too scared to put them on.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
you got to try them though. Just like you got to know what.
I did a few strides in them once. That's it. I've never done a session in them. Don't know if I ever will.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Collector's item.
So yeah, he's one of the big dogs. This Andy Butcher, yeah, been one of the best friends and training partner with Mo Farah. He's coached by the husband of Paula Radcliffe, Gary Law. I had spent one week with Mo and Gary and Andy in Kenya in 2020. He's a good fellow as well, Andy. got a kid now with Lindsay Sharp. 800-meter girl from England. So dad to a 1-year-old boy. His PB is 7:35 and 13:06, and he ran 27:36 at the 10,000 meter in Mars, and he also won the night of 10K PB, the fantastic race. He won the national champs there. I think he finished third or something in the race. So ran 27:47, and Moose, you will love this. He finished the last 200 meter with a beer in his hand as well.
Where at?
At the night of 10K PB.
Oh,
you're running 27:47 and you finish up with a beer.
Yeah, that's good.
So this is the man of the people in UK. I mean, and of course the park run world record 13:45. It was a good race, but that course, of course, also is really fast. And I think we might see some other guys also just go out for a hard tempo session for the park run, because Andy is getting so much mentioning for this also. The park run community, they are not out in the stands watching races on the track. So this is like a community where a runner can get a lot of fame from people that are not that interested in athletics.
Yeah, I've often thought the same thing. I've thought this is a great opportunity to build your profile by going and having a crack at those records, because it gets mainstream media, doesn't it?
Yeah, and he posted that he will not be a track season for him, but he will load up and he will make the debut in the marathon late this year. And he also was the main pacer for Mo Farah and Brett during this year's London Marathon. So when you see the body of Andy, also probably like 170, 175, 175 centimeter. He's quite light. I think this guy can be a good marathon man. The question is just how high is the motivation? 15 the Olympic Games 6-7 years ago, stepping up now, maybe it's too late, but we have to see. Hopefully he will rock up in Valencia and try to run 2:08 or something like that.
We've seen the same old story of the track runner that goes to the marathon when everything's done for him.
Yeah, but I give this man a small chance to becoming a marathon man, like a second career there.
All right.
He can,
Talk to us now. Ethiopian 10,000 World Championships trial. Firstly, you reckon they had drug testing here?
Yeah, I hope so, but you never know. And the Ethiopian trials is the system in Ethiopia for these trials also. Sometimes the best people, they rock up and they win and they are allowed to race in the World Champ, and other years they take out some other people. But I actually saw this race. It was the last races of a meeting in Spain. It was good weather down there. Was not. I don't think it was too warm. And the woman was running first, and good up to Tsegay won in 29:29. And you can imagine the race, the ranges that girl have. She's a 1:59 800 girl and a 3:54 1500 meter girl. So yeah, the top 10,000 meter girls, they are good in all the track events, and actually this was the 6th fastest all time. So yeah, the guy can be a medalist if she want to go for the 10K.
Yeah, she could. Do you reckon she's doing this to get away from Faith Kipyegon?
Yeah, I think so. I think what Kipyegon did with the 2 world records, and Kipyegon will also aim for the 1 mile world record later this season in the Diamond League. So I think all girls know. I think except from Gide and Sipan Hassan, is no chance for a medal for the 5. Even for Tesgay, she's a 14-13 girl, so she's top class. But it's hard to get away from Kipyegon when you have the world record holder for the 1500 meter in the same race. So I think maybe Tsegay will go for the 10,000 meter.
Okay, well, let's
Taya was second, 29.57, and Halui was third in 29.59. So 3 girls was sub 30. So it was a good race. Sergei went far away early, so it was a one girl show for a lot of the race. And in the men's race, Aregawi and Barega took it out. Last 200 meters, you saw that Barega didn't have the last kick left, and Aregawi really wanted this victory. So 26.50 for Aregawi and 26.51 for Barega, and we had a 17-year-old guy running 27.08, Yishmei Dilu. I'm not too sure with the age and African people, you never know. But
did he have hair? Was he bald? Big mustache?
To be honest, he looked quite young. Was really skinny. Yeah, maybe one to watch in the future. But 27.08 for an Ethiopian guy is not mind blowing.
No, but if he's 17, then it is.
Yeah. If you're 17, it's good. If you're 25, it's not that good.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about the Gold Coast now. We'll go to that's coming up this weekend. Yeah. So this is generally the best half marathon of the year. Let's talk about the half marathon first. So let me pull that up. You got these open?
Yeah, I do.
Here we go. Let's we'll go through the top 3 first ladies. So the star of the show, who they've brought over, is Kyra D'Amato. Now, everyone makes fun of me for saying Kyra D'Amato. Apparently it's Kira.
Yeah, I'd say Kira.
Well, I'm saying Kyra. And she's run 67.55 before. We heard before that maybe she wants 66 pace. Then there's a gap down to Ali Pashley, who she's got a lot of confidence at the moment, actually. She's real up and about. She's like throwing shade at people within our group, telling them that she's going to smack them up, that kind of stuff. Izzy Bat-Doyle has a PB of 109.27. A couple of Japanese girls there. Then Leanne Pompiani, who's kind of she's the informed athlete on the roads. So she's coming off Launceston with an Australian soil best 10K, and she's got to be the favourite from the Australian girls. Would you consider that, Croaks?
Yeah, I'd say so, just given what she ran over 10K, and I don't think she lacks strength. So you combine what she's running over 10K at the moment with the strength, and I think she's should rewrite that PB, hopefully. Yeah,
you reckon she goes with Kyra D'Amato?
Oh, I don't know. It depends. Like, if she's going 66, then no. But if she's going, I don't know, like 68 or something, potentially.
Yeah. All right. Chriso, thoughts here?
Nah, you can see Ellie. She's a bit of the same as other people in this show. When the shape is good, the comments are good at Strava. Self-confidence is better. So I believe in Ellie now. And at the same time, I know what kind of level Ellie have been on before the kid arrived and everything. So I think she's coming back, and I think the best of Ellie is yet to come.
Agree. All right.
Men's probably, so Brett's at the top of the list there with his Australian record of 59.57. But then you've got like a Japanese guy, Kajiro Mogi, 60 minutes and 33. And then Jin Yuasa, 62.35. And then you've got like a bunch of Aussies like Seth O'Donnell, Andre Waring, Ryan Gregson, Adrian Potter, but it's hard to go past Brett here.
It is, but the depth isn't here this year. Not compared to other years, I don't think. I reckon we had more 62 athletes in the past. Jack Rayner's pretty good at winning this race. I'm going to pick Brett. Can't really go past him. Can't see anyone within that field beating Brett.
I guess just one of the, depending on the Japanese guys, I don't know much about these guys. And so maybe, if that was an old PB and they're in better shape than that, 60, if that guy can run 60.33, I reckon he beats Brett. I don't reckon Brett runs faster than 60.33 on the weekend.
Yeah, or it could be like Benny Saint with a 62-minute half.
Yeah.
He's probably not quite in that shape right now.
So that's the half.
Yeah. Marathon.
The marathon, yeah. So I guess from an Aussie point of view, like Liam Adams is probably the guy that's got the form on the board, although, the last, 6 months to a year probably hasn't been at his best, but he's been over in Flagstaff, I believe, training for this.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, so he'll come back. And interesting, so Joe Fukuda, he ran Comrades like 3 weeks ago, finished 20th, was actually winning the race at one point. He's backing up.
Yeah, wow. Yeah. Look, he's a bit of a crazy person. I remember I follow him on Strava after one half marathon that he did here, like at the Gold Coast. So it must have been the year that I did it, and he was getting around in some pretty funny kit. He's a bit of a different character. And he's pretty weird on Strava, some crazy things he does. Runs really slow, but runs a lot. And yeah, does 50K runs, that kind of stuff.
Yuki's back.
Yuki's back, yep. Third fastest PB in the field. Top guy is Mogos Shume from Eritrea. Then you've got like a couple of down the road here. You got Caden Shields from New Zealand, Ed Goddard, and then Riley Cox, Matt Baxter. So again, not a loaded Aussie field.
Tim Vincent making his debut. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it doesn't mention that. In the ladies, we'll talk about the Australian. We'll talk about the real gun. Florence Kiplagat's running. She's a 2:19.44 lady. So I'm not sure we've had a sub 2:20 lady run Gold Coast before. Croaks, confirm.
I think
no.
she was the world record holder for the half marathon. I think she had 2 times breaking the world record in Barcelona. Renato Canova was her coach back in the day.
Yeah, and I think she was the 2009 World Cross Country champ as well. Like she's won Berlin twice, won Chicago twice, but she's been out of the sport for a little while. So I doubt she's in 2:19 shape. And then you've got a couple of previous winners. So Ruth Chebatok, I think she won in 2018 and Roeger. She was the one that didn't want to actually be behind me. She was always sort of out in front. So she won in 2018, and then Rhoda Tanui won in 2019. But their PBs have come down a little bit since they ran Gold Coast. So Ruth's run 2:21.03 recently, and Rhoda's run 2:23.14. And then you've got Eloise after that with a PB of 2:25.10. And I guess the other big thing, big story is Jen Gregson making her debut. So who's your pick for first Aussie in the men's and women's?
First Aussie in the men's, I'm going to pick Liam Adams. I mean, that's a pretty safe one, I reckon.
He's got the runs on the board, hasn't he?
He does, and if he's been in Flagstaff training, then that's pretty, gives me confidence that he's going all right. In the ladies, Eloise Wellings also has the runs on the board. So yes, I'm going Eloise Wellings as well. Yep. But it'll be interesting where the pacing happens, because you've got an early word on the pacing, Croaks?
I'm told the lead group is through 72 through half, which obviously some of these girls have run faster than that, but often Gold Coast are just interested in getting somebody to break the course record every year. So the course record was set last year by Lindsay Flanagan at 2:24 high. So going through 72 sets them up well for that. But that'll be confirmed on the Saturday afternoon.
Okay.
You have a payment mark at 40K, Croaks?
40K? No, I think payments stop at
leather for you stops?
30K. I think first payment's halfway, and then I think the last payment's 30 or 35.
You know he's going to 35, Kristian. He loves money more than you.
What does Jen run on debut?
I haven't been following her training, so I can't really answer that with a lot of confidence. I'm going to go with the history of debutante marathoners and say she runs 2:34. That's what I think.
Ooh. Yeah, I reckon she'll go a bit quicker than that. Maybe like, 2:30, 2:30, something like that.
Chriso?
Oh, we are talking about a 3K steeple goal. This gonna be a long, long day. I go with 35.
2:35, yeah.
All right, we'll go listen to questions. So we had a few questions come in, one about carb loading. But if you're interested in carb loading, go back to episode 213 where there's a chat with Steph Gaskell and Alan McCubbin. But the question this week comes in from Bruno. What are the common mistakes people make in taper week?
We'll do one mistake each. So Kristian, I reckon you're the king of mistakes, especially when it comes close to the race. Give us your tip, or no? What is the mistake that you see people make in the taper?
In the last week in particular.
Oh, the last week. I will go for the safe one. Not trusting yourself and putting up a session on the Wednesday or the Tuesday that is too long or too hard.
So doing a session too hard. Tuesday
or Wednesday, depend on what day you're racing.
Yeah. Okay. That's your. Yeah. What about you, Croaks?
Maybe not eating enough in the days leading in. Carb loading, I think it's very important. So, because people, distance runners, some of them sort of like to watch their weight and they struggle to get the amount of food in that last 2 days. Whereas I think if you, do a good carb load, it sets you up really well, especially sort of after, sometimes you feel a bit sluggish for the first 10K, but then you sort of feel really good from there onwards.
Yeah. All right. Well, mine is people getting caught up in the hype of the event and doing way too much the couple of days before in terms of sightseeing,
Expos.
Expo's the perfect one. Spend 3 hours at the expo after catching public transport, walk 2K, spend 2 hours in the expo, not eating while you're there, not drinking properly, not resting. Then come back, the sun's out, we'll go lay on the beach for a little bit or go to the pool. And then they're just cooking themselves. They're spending all this energy that they normally would when they should just be in the hotel room with their legs up.
Yeah. I was going to mention that one. Good one.
Well, we're on the same page. A couple of wise old heads here.
All right, moose on the loose.
Yeah, well, just quickly, this isn't going to be my moose on the loose. We'll talk about, I'm going to save that for next week. But I got a question for Kristian. One of the days during the week, Kristian, did you know that it was National Olympic Day?
Nah, of course I have Instagram, so yeah, I saw it.
All right, so you do have it in Norway too. Is it an International Olympic Day or just a National Olympic Day?
I guess it's an international.
I think it's international, moose.
It was international. Okay, so just need to know. And the Norwegians were all putting posts up, were they?
None of the big dogs. This is that people barely make it to the fucking Olympic Games, and they have the tattoo, and they are partying for the next 10 years. They're gonna tell everybody, I was there, blah blah blah.
Chris, be careful, mate.
Moose is going to start an International World Championship Day.
It's every day is that down here, though. We know that every day is World Championship Day, especially in our house. No, that's not it though. But good to know for next week. What's got me lately is this focus, and social media is the culprit, really. Well, it's not the culprit; it's the vehicle for culprits to commit these felonies. And the felony is focusing on the 1% shit that doesn't matter 80% of the time. It's like someone always trying to sell some secret or some stretch or strengthening exercise or running drill or workout or race or location or product. It's just all bullshit. And all I keep seeing popping up is 1% stuff. Oh, take this fucking magnesium supplement and you're going to sleep better, and that's going to be the key to better performance. Or you can do this particular workout on the track and it's magic for improving your speed. Or perhaps you should do yoga beforehand and it really releases your hips so you're going to have better range. Or maybe you do hill sprints after you run so you're getting this sort of neuromuscular adaptation. It's just all shit. It's not shit. It's just shit we shouldn't talk about. We should talk about and we should popularize the person that goes out and runs for 70 minutes in the morning and they don't talk about it. They don't need to post about it. They're out there. They're boring. They hate it. They fucking hate that 70 minutes. And do you know what else they hate? They hate the 30 minutes that night where they run in the dark with their headlamp on when it's raining. And they're not wearing special clothes for it. And they're not taking a magic supplement afterwards that's going to help them recover. And they're not putting fucking sleep patches over their eyes where they get magic sleep. Or they're not taking special microwave meals that help their nutrition. They're just putting in, as Kristian says it, good, honest work. And that's what gets people fit and better at running. And no one talks about it. Why aren't we talking about that? Why aren't we popularizing that person?
Another way of putting it, Moose, is if you look at your Strava and you see lots of consistent big volume skyscrapers, that's the key to running well. Like I look at, for me, and it's like if I'm running good long runs, good midweek long runs, getting through my sessions, and I'm, rolling 150 to 160K a week, and I'm doing that consistently, like forget all the other 1%ers. Like I know I'm going to be fit and running well.
It's insane. People try to justify their jobs like as a coach because they go, oh, someone's paying me. I've got to make this program special. I've got to put the special sauce on it. Sprinkle some of this, add some of that, mix it up. No. You've got to get that person running consistently, like you said.
Well, Kristian's he even said it at the start of the show. It's like, well, he basically hasn't been doing the work, and his shape is the consequence of that. So once he actually puts in the work, the shape improves.
Yeah, and go on YouTube and look up the interview Citrus Mag made with Gert, the coach and the father of the boys. It's 10 minutes. Gert is not the best coach in the world, but I can tell you he's one hell of a guy that can say to you, you do this and nothing more and only this, and I can show you the results.
If it's that simple, Kristian, why you need a coach for?
I think you need a coach sometimes for professional top level people. Sometimes you need a coach to not get carried away, not doing too much. And sometimes you need a coach for the period when you are moving from winter training to summer training, because the first sessions and the first races usually are bad. And then people think, no, I'm not in a good shape. We need to do more. We need to add speed work, blah, blah, blah. But all in all, it just takes 2-3 races and people are in peak shape.
Okay, good.
All right, are we bringing Brady in for this? I think he wants to plug the live show.
Oh, mate, he wants to plug his Lulu.
Isn't he obsessed? He's obsessed with getting on to plug the live show. Cool.
Yeah, he's got a sponsor now, mate. You got to keep the sponsors happy.
Well, I'll try and add him. See if he picks up.
So, Chriso, you engaged yet or what?
No, not yet.
Coming soon?
Have to be careful with what you say here on your show. You have 200,000 Norwegian people listening.
Your girlfriend listen?
Oh, she's not into running, but she like people like you. Straight up, honest people.
Good looking men.
Here he is, Moose.
Yeah.
It's his time to shine.
Couldn't have thought of a better segue when we're talking about good looking men, Moose. Got me at the perfect time then.
Well, Lulu do not sponsor ugly bastards, do they?
Very true.
I want to see what you say, Brady, that we couldn't have said
about the live event this Sunday afternoon. I was talking to him today. 310 seats sold so far. Well, not sold; they're free. So I've got 310 people coming. I'm a bit nervous about that too. That's going to be a big show.
It's like a school assembly.
Yeah, I don't know about that, Croaks. These are like diehard runners. Could be a bit more judgmental than year 10s that you kind of stand in front of at school.
You've had years of BradyThrelfall.com public speaking gigs.
Yeah, true. But off the back of a marathon, Moose, I'll be a bit tired from the morning, so I'm hoping you guys, I don't have to carry us like I usually do in these live shows, but ticket spots still available. It's a big venue, so we're hoping to fit a few more in than 310. But massive thank you to the people who have nailed a ticket down so far. What else do I have to tell you? What's at 1:30 p.m. Link in our bio. Also
Connect
on our
and
Facebook
celebrate.
page.
Connect and celebrate
after that. Yeah, that's 3 to 6, Moose. Looking forward to that. Food, drinks, live music, all thanks to Lululemon. Up in the clubhouse on the rooftop at QT. I've got another bit of news here as well, fellas. Just off road to Gold Coast with Zaka. He was doing the production for me for Timmy Vincent and Ed Goddard. And he came up with this concept, which I quite liked. So over the weekend, we're going to be running a competition. And the competition involves who can get the best selfie with Moose over the weekend. So it's a selfie in the wild. It's going to be who can catch Moose in the wild. Thanks to our friends at the running company Geelong. They're going to be providing gift vouchers. So he thinks it's going to be between 800 and 1,000 photos we're going to get. Yeah. Must tag Inside Running Podcast on the story. And, yeah, be creative with it. Like maybe ask Big Moose for a piggyback, maybe something like that, because when we get this many photos coming in, you're never sure what's going to win the competition there. So that was a quick bit of news from Zaka. Other bit of news, Croaks. I know Lululemon have got you decked out in a bit of kit, so I'm looking forward to seeing that.
I'm very excited.
Do you know what you got yet? Do you know what's coming for you?
Well, I put in an order, yeah.
Yeah, I heard it's going to be some good stuff. Looking forward to just not seeing him in a Fox hoodie and a Monster Energy hat, Moose. That's my big thing. Have you used that gag yet?
No, we didn't really get to the Lulu stuff yet, mate. We're waiting to buzz you in.
We know it's your baby. It's your baby, mate.
I thought you might have hit him with that early in the show. And the other thing, boys, if you want to come here for a shakeout run with me, 7:30 to 8:30 a.m. on the Friday, 30th of June, starting at 7:30 from the QT. I'll see you two boys there, I reckon. What time do you get in, Croaks?
Oh, you don't get in till like Friday lunchtime.
Oh, you'll miss it, Moose. What time are you getting in?
Oh, mate, I haven't even looked.
Moose will be making miniature shoes with Mr. Kayano.
When someone else books your flights, you don't even know when you're flying in, hey, Croaks? Must be very nice. Kristian, what time do you get there?
I'm still in Valencia. I remember the Friday run. You have never been a more popular man than that day. Oh,
the Norwegians know how to do a shakeout run. That was a good one. Remember they all had their super shoes on? I don't think we'll have any super shoes on this shakeout.
We don't have normal shoes in Norway anymore. All super shoes.
Yeah, too much money. Everyone can go for a run in $300 pair of shoes. That'd be good, fellas. But, yeah, thanks for letting me come in. I was a bit nervous, like waiting for my phone to ring. This is what our guests must feel like every time we say just to call you up. Has it been a good show?
We'll run an hour and whether we actually call you or not.
I'm like, you guys just bailed on this. You're not going to call me. It's been a good show. Croaks, you gone deep?
No, I'm cook as a dog.
Oh, you're sick.
I did good, mate. I've been pretty good. I had some funny jokes.
I'm looking forward to listening. Kristian,
Moose put a lot of effort into the intros.
Well, he did that with Ali the other week, didn't he?
But I didn't
never
really.
Heard the introduction go so long.
Yeah, it was probably longer tonight.
It's been a long show, Brady. We're at 2 hours and 5 minutes.
Yeah, can you fuck off, mate?
How much the stuff I've got to cut that Kristian said?
No, it's all clean.
Spotify.
It's all clean.
That's good.
Wait, have we finished recording?
We're done.
No, I'm saying goodbye. I'll just hang up now, I reckon. Thanks for having me. Congratulations on the 7 million downloads during the week as well, boys. That was a good milestone. You talked about that yet?
No.
Anyway, we haven't talked about much in the last 2 hours and 5 minutes.
Don't pump up our old tyres.
Yeah, true. I thought I had to do that. That was just a bit of a chat today. All right, boys. See you up in the Gold Coast.
See you,
Kristian. Good to hear your voice, brother.
All right, Moose. I reckon we're done.
Yeah. What was that little whirlwind?
Because what's coming up is pretty much Gold Coast. There's no Diamond Leagues this week.
Yeah, it is.
Chris,
Friday.
Is it Friday?
Yeah, Lausanne in Switzerland. It's
all right. Well, there you go. Lausanne, Friday. Good.
All right. Well, yeah, we're off. We
done.
Say
Thanks,
goodbye.
Kristian.
Thank you for Chris. Thanks to Kristian. Yeah, sorry for interrupting your little Greek getaway, mate.
Yeah, but I also have to say, I mean, the road to Valencia or the pickup once a month is a good show, but something has to be with you two guys.
What do you mean something has to be with us?
No, something else. This is a big step up.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You mean with Ed Goddard a bit too much. You and Ed would get on well.
with me, Toby and Brady also.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
the level of this one is this is Champions League level.
I reckon Toby was pissed the last episode. I was listening to him thinking he'd had a few too many beers. What do you reckon? I reckon he was.
You know him way better than me.
I knew exactly what you would have been thinking though when he'd pretty much written off his whole year because he missed a week of training.
1 week, cancel the Berlin trip, get your money back.
The Sydney Marathon, presented by ASICS, is Australia's marathon. Join us at the start line this year for an event you'll never forget. Register now at sydneymarathon.com.
I was told as a young man, doesn't matter if you're white or black. Just show love to everyone you meet. Doesn't matter if it don't come back.